my talk is on stumbling blocks. Don't we just love to hear that? Like, what is this all about? So, when we take the seminary class, or seminary, we usually purchase this book called The Revealing Word, and it's a dictionary on metaphysics. And today, I don't know why, Spirit said, go to that book and look up stumbling blocks. So I'm going to read this to you. Stumbling blocks at first may seem to be in the physical environment, but closer discernment reveals that they are primarily in the mind. Therefore, we should not put additional weight into the already existing obstacles by filling them with the thought stuff of condemnation. We should not judge others, but should strive to overlook their limitations. We should be aware how we let our zeal to help others interfere with their freedom of choice. So when I read that, I'm like, it's really easy to, explain what to do with a stumbling block. However, it's really for us. Each individual has their own stumbling block. In the regular dictionary, it's low-lying objects which may be unnoticed. And they also say a circumstance that causes difficulty or hesitation. So, we can all, tell each other what their stumbling blocks are and tell each other what to do, right? Because that's easy. That's really easy. It's so simple to see what's going on with somebody else and to be able to really pinpoint what's going on. And it's so simple. But when we really look internal at our own self, that person that we just told, that's our mirror, and we've got a lot of them, plenty. And when we really look inside internally to really figure out what our stumbling blocks are, that's why we're here. And it's not very easy to work on them. And it's very easy to shove things under the rug and say, I don't have any of those, And it's really a strong position to really work hard at that and with dignity, with your self-intention to be able to, have the strength and the power to figure out what this is and to, have the time instead of everybody else's time to go into your own internal space and find out what it is that you will be learning from. And I look at everyone's faces, it's like really tick, 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 figuring out what is my stumbling block. I can immediately give you a list of mine, things that come up. And it's really words, thoughts, and actions. Everything you imagine, you're creating in that, how David describes the corn and how it's growing. And we create through imagination, and then out it comes. And sometimes how we do this process is so fast now because how we are today, we don't have time and we just blurt stuff out, and we think that we need to get everything out so quickly that we're not pausing like how you would say maybe the Cherokee Indian, back in those days. They would sit around with each other in a circle and they would pause. And of course they had smoke, but the whole intent was that they had space for each other so they could think about things before they actually said them. And that's, something we've completely gotten away from. And it's so special when you can actually do that, even for yourself, to write things down and read it back, read it back slowly and process what it is that we're really having a stumbling block on. And, you know, like going back to that Indian, you know, they would think about stuff and they'd contemplate on their thought and figure out what it is that's going on, and then work through it. And then they would get the suggestion from the chief, right? And the chief would say, you know, something that they can open their mind with, or go on a journey with that, you know. There's certain terms to that, and I'm probably getting it wrong, but you know, those things we've definitely gotten away from. And a stumbling block, it is our journey, and it is something that when we really dig deep, we'll find that, you know, once we clear that particular thing out, then we have something else new. And this is something that I would probably say in the last 2 years for my own self, once I really started working on the teachings and really utilized them in my life rather than just speaking about it, I feel that every time I complete that stumbling block and I'm able to, you know, release it on off to the universe, all the negativity, and bring in new, then there's always something else. And you're like, wait a minute, you know, I thought I just got rid of that. But it goes faster and faster. So like as soon as you finish that one, you complete that one, then you got something else new. And so it starts to, you know, life, it gets, the system gets quicker and you get quicker. Your process, once you get on that alignment, it's just, you roll with it and you're okay with it, and you absorb it and know that this is why we're here. And when you're in this, it's I'm actually at peace with the idea that I have things that I'm working through. And those may be traumas, or they may be things from past lives or whatever, but we've got thousands and thousands of lives, guys. I mean, we're going to be doing this, and if we don't start working on it, we're just going to keep sitting here and not doing what we originally said we were going to do when we got here, right? More years, more lifetimes, more things. And if we want to move up in alignment or evolution, if we want our world to change, whose world are we changing first? Our world, our universe. This is our universe right here. You know, if we want to heal the world, what we talk about our government, without saying, if we want to heal that, how are we going to do it? We're going to heal our government. We're going to heal our love. We're going to heal all of our bodies, all of our things, right? Looking internally and just knowing that, you know, once we love this thing here, instead of loving out there or giving ourselves presents, gifts internally, rather than saying, I can't go to that birthday party without a gift. My mom had a birthday party yesterday, or a birthday dinner, and the sister-in-law was saying that she couldn't go because she didn't have money to buy a gift. And I'm like, what are y'all about? You know, like, you're there as the gift, right? I said, you yourself, the body, yourself is the gift. You know, being there and present. So just know that we have a lot of work to do, so let's get busy. Thank you. Blessings.